Congratulations! You've made it through all 5 parts of the Standard American Accent tutorial. Welcome to the bonus. Time for some fun. I hope the whole thing's been fun. I've had fun. But this, I thought we would go through some of the regionalisms of the country, because it's a huge country. No 2 accents sound the same, even if they're from the same city. So I thought we would start with, the East Coast, like New York, and you'll definitely get more of your consonants here, a little bit harder. Your T's won't be D's so much. Just focusing on New York for a minute, you get kind of this trumpet effect. I call it the trumpet. Of course, it's like here we are and it's really crowded in the city. So you gotta make your space, announce your space. So if I say talk, the sound is going or, out. And I'm marking my territory, right? So then you go, come down south and it's a little bit different. You don't take all that and bring it home. Bring it down. Calm it down a little bit. Or you have your southern accents that are, we call it rhotic, meaning you pronounce the R at the end of the word or the sentence. So there are many different southern accents where you will pronounce the R and kind of lean on it in that charming kind of way. Or the ones where you don't pronounce the R, honey. Now in general, you don't slow down a little bit. You don't have to lean on something a little bit more. Because it's hot on down here. You don't have your accent quite fast. I'm going to pick it up. Some we don't have consonants much, You know what I'm saying? Lots to explore. And then when you bring it up to the part of the country where the land is wide and flat, you're going to get more of a wide, flat sound to your accent up in Minnesota, Wisconsin. And so that they call that the Midwest. I don't know why. It's really the north or the middle. Maybe because at one point when it was just the East Coast, everything else was west. So you can get that up there. But in general, it's like you can just pull the rubber bands of your cheeks wide and then two, and you go from ooh to wide, and that's fun. And then, if you bring it sort of to the West Coast, and really more like to California, just get a little bit heavier, a little bit kind of louder, and just kind of here I am, Nothing to hide. I mean, I'm just here. And yeah, and then if you get really into kind of this now thing, you can even bring it up at the ends of your sentences. And things like sentence. I wouldn't say sentence, I would say sentence. That's just me. I tend to articulate a little bit more than that. But you can bring this kind of West Coast thing up to Oregon and Seattle as well. Some people in Washington say Washington, but that's not kids. That would be of a particular generation, Washington. And these are total generalizations. There are infinite accents within. In fact, you get things like, your newscaster, where you have a very particular training to sound like you know what you're talking about. We vary our melody quite a lot so that people can stay attuned to what we're saying. Because if we level off what we're saying and don't vary our pitch very much, it's a lot harder to follow what we're saying, so we vary it a lot. Or you've got your flight attendant. Okay, thank you very much. Here now, if you just put your seat backs and tray tables in their upright and lock position for me, we'll get underway. Take a moment and find the exit nearest you, bearing in mind it may be behind you. Thank you. Many different regionalisms. This is just a sampling. But the more you get into some of the differences, the more you watch and practice and soak it up, you know, pause a movie or just sit there, you know, it'll help you develop your ability to mimic, to hear a sound and know what your mouth needs to do, what your body needs to do in order to recreate that sound. So it can be fun to just hear something random, wah, and go, wah, again. Or, Bebo, Bebo. Or different languages will help you too. Trois, trois. You know, don't just say trois. Or a velociraptor, rah! You know, rah! So the more you practice these different things, it will help you with your American, I promise you. And then that will help you with any other accents you wish to bring in to yourself. Expanding your identity, expanding who you are to include these other things. That with this, it doesn't mean that you're not who you were before, you're just adding to that some of these other tools. Thank you. I hope you've had a wonderful time, and maybe I'll see you back here again soon. Take care. Vibes to you and all you do. We are connected.